Hey everybody. So I'm Craven, and I need your thoughts. If you would, like, comment, subscribe, smack that notification bell. Down below in the description and whatnot, there will be links to Facebook, Parler, MeWe, Patreon, where a bunch of different places. Little programming note: I'm not going to shoot a video the next couple of weeks. Going to take the last of the year off. Be back bright and early. I think January 3rd will be the next Sunday coming up. So I'll have a new video for you then. But today we're going to have something new. Not, again, one of those things from history that I believe we've forgotten that we could put into our survivalists, into our prepping, into our world without a rule of law kind of situation for down the road. So a lot of people do duck hunting, goose hunting this time of year, setting blinds. They put out all these little decoys and whatnot, and they look so pretty, and they pop up and they fire their guns, and boom, you have ducks and geese to eat. I've done this as well. Not so much recently, but years ago. And yes, it is a good way of collecting a lot of ducks, a lot of geese at one given time. However, it's also a way of letting everybody know where you're at. And you're using a finite resource to go after a recurring resource. That's kind of not what we need to be doing. We need to be using finite resources to gain additional finite resources. Now, what's a finite resource? Your 12-gauge shells. Now, yes, you're not going to be able to go out, and you can't go out and trade one 12-gauge shell for another shell. I understand that. I'm talking about, in theory, the best thing to use finite resources on is other finite resources in greater quantity. But, so, how do you go duck hunting and not use that finite resource? Well, you dig back in history. And I looked and I looked, and I could not find where this was at. However, I still have a picture of a hand-drawn sketch someplace that has in it the picture of a Native American doing this. So rather than pop up, show everybody in the neighborhood where you're at and what you're doing, because boom, 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 and then you wait a little while again, boom, 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 and you end up with a bunch of ducks and geese. But the downside of that is everybody in the neighborhood knows where you're at. Everybody knows what you're doing. Is there another way? There is. Now, so you have your blind, but if you notice behind me, I've got a wetsuit. Now, that's what the American Indians used to do, Native Americans used to do. They would take and cover their bodies in bear grease, and then they would crawl into the lake or pond in their area with a blind that floated around their head of leaves, sticks, whatever else, but more of a constructed blind that floated than just something stuck on their head. And it's something that they could pop into and out of and come back up into the middle of. And what they would do is wade over to where the ducks and the geese are, pop down, grab the legs of the duck or goose, yank it down underneath the water. You don't scare any of the other geese. Break the neck, attach it to the blind, go reach and grab for the next one. Again, they could go and collect dozens of ducks and geese at one time using this method. Quiet. Nobody knows what you're doing. You're not wasting any resources. You're burning a lot of calories being in that cold water, hence the wetsuit. But you're still burning a lot of calories, but you're collecting a lot of calories. And one of the things that we need to make sure of is that we're collecting more than what we're expending in the collection of. And this is a great way of doing it. You're not using any finite resources. You're not letting anybody know where you're at. And at the end of the day, you have a bounty to supply to the rest of your group. And so, going back into history, back in the early 1600s, Northeast United States, this was something that was noted by the early settlers, the way that the Native Americans did their duck and goose hunting. So let's take a page out of history and not forget so many of these useful things that will really become a very vital part of the fall of the year. So, guys, until next year, which is a little while away, but till next year, I thank you. I appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you heard something today that you hadn't heard before, hit that subscribe button. I hope that everybody has a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all the different celebrations that we're going to be having at the end of this year. And guys, I'm Craven. I need your thoughts. Please. I appreciate you.